All right. Let me see. I need some lights here. Lights, camera, action. Where's the on button, off button? Just know that I'm here. Let me check this out. There's a light for you. So I have not yet perfected everything yet, but I'm working on it. Nice dull light. What's up? Who do I have here? I got Finn Kaufman. What's up, man? All right. We're set. No longer in the dark. I got my trivia question for you guys as well. I have a topic to talk about, and I wanted to know your opinion on it as well. Am I watching March Madness? I'm actually not watching March Madness. I have never watched March Madness. Even before I played basketball, and I'm in college, I just never watched it, and it actually wasn't great. You know how I talk to you guys about making sure that you guys know some NBA stuff, so that you have a better chance of making it to the NBA. Well, I didn't know college stuff, and when it came down for me to go to college, I didn't know which colleges were which, because I never watched the sport. Seriously, I mean, I never watched college basketball ever. I watched maybe, like, I'll say before I played it, maybe 2-3 games my entire life. I watched NBA games, but not even that much, because I was busy playing. I did like basketball. I liked watching, but I liked playing more. But there's a certain thing that goes into watching basketball that will help you learn it a lot deeper even. So I think I could have been a lot better if I watched it. But for me, where it hurt me was recruiting was. I didn't know that some of these schools were big time. I mean, I knew that they were good. I knew, like, UCLA was very, very good. I knew all these teams were good, but I didn't know, like, when I chose Colorado State over Kansas, I didn't know how big a deal that was. I mean, like, to me, I could go anywhere and I would be great. So I figured, like, the lower the school, the better, maybe. And I had a lot of confidence in myself. I wasn't really allowed to show off like I wanted to, but maybe I chose the right route. But I do know that Kansas won the national championship the very next year. So that's just ridiculous, that I could have had a national championship. But it is what it is. Bygones. Live and learn. And now I get to teach you guys. So you want to learn to see, like, how to fit in, how to best fit in, I could have, like, maybe, like, manipulated my game to make it, like, more accessible, or more, I guess, like, powerful, more profound for the college game. I could have been like, whoa, college dudes today are doing this versus this versus this. So for all you guys trying to make the high school team out there next year, I would say go to those games, like, almost like you're scouting them. Like, scout the type of players that are playing. For the freshman team, watch those games. Junior JV team, watch those games, and watch the varsity games. And I mean, do your workouts around there. If you can maybe get someone's max prep password, so ask someone, and then you can watch film in your spare time, so that you can actually work out instead of just going to their games, because that's kind of lame. You can go to see part of the games, and then work out around that time. But I would definitely suggest watch more basketball. Anyways, let's start with this. We have the quote of the day is to do your best and don't worry. All right, do your best and don't worry. I am slowly but surely taking care of this whole thing. Oh my God, so much stuff. I've taken down the trophies. I'm situating a lot more stuff. I don't know. It's a lot of work to do still. The pick and roll quiz is so easy now. It's all common sense. It should be common sense. But now you got to get, there's one small thing about the pick and roll where you could do the 5-week challenge without anyone. You can't do a pick and roll without anyone. I mean, you going through the pick and roll for you, now that you know it all, or think that you know it all, is the same as me doing the pick and roll with you guys before you knew anything. So I mean, like, I could use it. It would benefit me. It would benefit me to know the different, like, options. But if you don't read it the same way that I'm reading it as you're picking me, it doesn't hold as much weight. All right. So you get someone at your school that's a big dude, or anyone is like your size or whatever, and you get them to learn it as well. All right. That's the tricky part of the pick and roll series. All right. Anyway, but do your best and don't worry. Do your best and don't worry. I would say I'm constantly trying to do my best, and I'm preaching you guys to do your best as well. And then, but the next step is just as important. Don't just do your best and be like, that's it. I did my best. No, don't worry. Like, you go out there and you know that you did your best. And then you have to go out there and just let it all go. And then just go your hardest. All right. So do your best. And then the don't worry part is extremely significant, because if you worry, it just releases bad toxins in your mind. It puts a negative spin on a lot of things. Worrying stresses you out, so that you're not going to be like, you're gonna die early. I mean, there's so many things that worrying just doesn't help. There's a quote that says, worrying is like trying to solve. Anyway, worrying is as useful as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. You're not going to do it. Or worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gets you nowhere. All right. Worrying is not the deal. All right. Anyway, let's move on. We got overhead for elementary school stuff. We have overhead board passes, drive left or right, pass high and low, on-ball defense, ball jump versus face cut, Kobe post, and double bounce series. All right. The one that I want to talk about is the drive left or right, pass high or low. All right. It's those decisions that are going to make us better players. All right. Whether you jab and then drive toward the middle, or you drive baseline, he can't stop you both ways. Not if you're fast enough, low enough, dribbling out far enough. All right. They can't stop you both ways, as long as you're a semi-decent athlete. Right. All right. But which way do you drive? You have to drive the correct way. So jab and then read his feet and then go that way. But once you drive, you have to pass the ball high or low. All right. Or if you go baseline, pass the ball straight or by jumping out of bounds. All right. And what we do for this play is we'll have a person on the opposite wing drive toward the person on the opposite side. And that person will either ask for the ball here for a regular pass or ask for the ball up high for a jump pass. All right. Or jump out of bounds pass, depending. All right. But why we do those things, your cue will not be the person on offense saying here or here. That's stupid. All right. Your cue would be the person guarding you, whether their hand is here or up. All right. Or whether they're with you or they're not with you. All right. So you have to drive and then realize, are their hands in the way? All right. Did help side come over? All right. And should I be making a jump pass versus a straight pass? You need to be thinking about that stuff just instinctively. And with this drill, you can get better at both. Because I know when I do this drill with kids, they oftentimes just throw the ball away, even without anyone guarding them. So I know during a game, they're going to be guarding you. It's going to be that much harder. All right. And plus, like I said before, during games, the other team, they no matter how athletic they are, they'll throw the ball the wrong way, and they'll even get the ball tipped. Or maybe they're so athletic that they get to jump high enough and throw it like this with the wrong hand or whatever. And that's not good basketball. So you want to be so, I guess, like effective, so perfect with your passes that you're making the outside pass if you have to, a jump pass, a straight pass, jumping out of bounds pass, so that their hands are never in the way. So whether you're athletic or not, you can still do these things. Did you see what happened to Sean Bradley? I did see what happened to Sean Bradley. That is crazy. But again, he had the right mindset. My stepdad was telling me that when he played against Sean Bradley, he's from Utah. Sean Bradley's from Utah. He played him with his, with his all-star teams. My stepdad used to coach Chauncey Billups and a few other like older guys. And they remember him being like 7'6", and like when he's like 14 or something like that. And let me turn this off. And they said he was like a fun dude. And even when his team like lost, he decided to start cheering for the Indiana team. I don't know why. All right, probably because it's a white state. Anyways, but yeah, he's paralyzed. But I like his attitude. All right, there's the girl from Colorado State who had the same attitude. All right, she is her name is Amy Van Dyken, I think it is, and she's a swimmer. And when I went to Colorado State, you saw her records up there. She's an Olympian. Her records were very, very cool because her records were better than the guys' records. You don't see that. It's usually the guy's record and then the girl's record. Guy's record, then the girl's record. Now it was the guy's record and then her record. Like the guys couldn't beat her time. It was really, really neat. But so I kind of followed her. But years after she won her gold medals, she was on an ATV that flipped 20 feet in the air, landed with Sean Bradley. He was on a motorcycle with his 7'6" self, but fell off, and they both severed their spine. Right? And Amy Van Dyken, just like Sean Bradley, said the first thing that she said while she was being like put into the ambulance, she said, "I'm going to come back, and I'm going to be an advocate for paralyzed people." Like, that's crazy. She doesn't know that she's not going to walk again ever. She doesn't know, like everyone else would be super, super, super sad. But she instantly was like, nope, next stage of my life is right now. And I'm going to be an advocate for this. I know a guy who jumped into a river and paralyzed himself. Yep. That happens, man. But again, the worst thing, I mean, besides death that could happen to someone was like this, maybe this. And both Sean Bradley and Amy Van Dyken were like, nope, now I'm going to do this. I'm pretty sure a lot of regular people would not be like that, because a lot of regular people, they're regular. And they would be just super sad, like, what am I going to do, blah, blah, blah. And these people, because of who they were, because of who they are, they're able to quickly spin it. And that's why they are as great as they got. I mean, because they have that mentality. So like if someone like Michael Jordan gets hurt, he'll be like, no, I'm going to be the best paraplegic athlete of all time, like whatever. All right. So whatever happens to you, like if you get cut from your team or whatever it may be like, yo, I'm going to be the best person who's ever been cut ever. And I'm going to come back next year and I'm going to start, rather than just be super sad. Or if you don't score as many points as you thought you would for this game, or whatever it may be, you get 5 minutes of playing time only. Dude, out of everyone that had 5 minutes of playing time in the entire world, were you the best? The answer is probably no. And that's probably why you didn't get 6 minutes. All right. You got to be like, if you give me 30 seconds, this will be the greatest 30 seconds of your entire life that you've seen, coach. All right. You'll be blown away. All right. So these people teach us that no matter what happens to you, it should be just golden. It's up to you. It's your perspective. Anyway, let me whiz through this, because I do want to talk about another topic. I want to talk about. I'll talk about it in a second. Let me do middle school, then the trivia question, then high school, and then I'll talk about the topic, and then I'll do the motivational speech. That's a good order. All right. So for middle school, we have 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 run, countdown game, one-on-one sprints, successive dribble shots, diagonal hurdle layups, sandbag slides. I like the diagonal hurdle layups. You get the ball above your head, start from the front of the free throw line, and then you jump forward diagonally, jump forward again, and then the last jump you jump big, and with a big base and diagonally, and then you jump in the air and twist and score like this. All right, and then you just repeat. You want to be stronger and stronger and stronger. And what basketball is, it's a game of quick jumps, quick sprints and quick jumps, quick sprints and quick jumps. That's why, like running miles upon miles doesn't necessarily help you out basketball-wise. All right, but running sprints definitely helps you out. Jumping as high as you possibly can is good, but jumping quickly as high as you can is better. All right, because no matter how high that you can jump, if you can't get up there fast enough, it doesn't matter. All right, so this drill takes care of all of that, plus the finish in the end. If you can have someone with like a pad there, or just someone to hit in the end, or pretend that you have someone to hit, that's the best way to do this drill. The successive dribble shots, I'm just going to mention that because I'm 48 seconds into my 2-minute long commercial that I'm making. It takes forever. I've spent like maybe 8 hours on it so far. But I'm one of the clips I'm including is Sophia's successive dribbles. She did it so well, and she had like me and Kendrick helping her out. It was pretty dope. So I'm including that under the shooting category as I do it. But now that I'm looking through, should be a good video. But I can't include everything that I want, because I want to include everything. Period. But heads up for that. Given my goal is to finish it by tomorrow. I'll see. I almost use your yo-yo video, but I don't think there's a reason to ever use that for a video that's supposed to make people like buy our program. I almost used your yo-yo video. It was so close. All right, but I don't know. Out of the things like that I'm talking about, it didn't really match up. But it's a good yo-yo video. It's good. It's not as good as mine, but it's pretty decent. All right, let's move on to the last ones. The high school one. We got, I'm using the yo-yo next game. I dare you to use the yo-yo. If you do that, you win my respect forever. All right. One more high school, and then we'll talk about our trivia question. The back down series, from wing to pro hop, spin to fade, or turn and run. So the back down series, again, we've gone over that in detail. You back someone down, you hope that they come in double team, but if they don't, you make them pay. All right, you back them from the wing to the block because that gives you the most options passing wise. And then you can either spin baseline, spin middle. You could pro hop middle. You can step middle, spin back baseline for a jumper. You can Dirk fade away. All right. So there's 5 different moves off of this. I'm sure you can come up with some more if you become like a seasoned vet. But 5 is good enough. If they can't stop you, they must bring a double team. If they bring a double team, that's when you take care of business and you throw an accurate pass to either the opposite block, opposite high post, opposite wing, opposite corner, wherever they may be. All right. And then we have pick and roll, re-screen. That's off of Flat Show. Statue of Liberty play. 2-ball catch layups, dowel jumps. I need to get my dowels cut in half. I told you guys that last time. I need to find it's really, really hard to find a person with the saw. I'll find it. And then peekaboo shots. Peekaboo shots are reading the defender behind you, either curl, flare, or just go straight out to the wing off of a down screen. You have to be patient, keep your eyes up and active, touch the screen, use them so that they can't sneak through, and then take care of business. And then as soon as you hit the screen, as slow as you might go, as soon as you hit the screen, you want to sprint. Did you see the woman versus men workout room thing? That's actually what I'm going to talk about. All right. So let me do the trivia question, and then I'll talk about that. All right. So let me see. So the trivia question for today. All right. I don't know who we have here. I think it says 2 people, probably just Finn. It doesn't matter. This is just practice for warm-ups anyways. All right. There is a team from New York. I want to know who their opponents are. All right, there's a team from New York, and I want to know who their opponents are. This team has been around for a long time. They're from New York, and I want to know who their opponents are. You can start typing it in if you happen to know, but I'm going to keep giving you guys some more hints. There's a team from New York. This is all from our History of Hoops page under our challenge section on Limitless Hoops, or under the curriculum section on 50 All-Stars. All right, there's a team from New York, and I want to know who their opponent is. This team has been around for a long time. And I say their opponent, that is the hint. Their opponent. All right. Their opponent. What is the name of the team that they play against? All right. And again, I would have answered it by now if I were you guys, but I'll give you guys some more hints. This team is very, very fancy. All right. This team was also on Scooby-Doo. There you go. That is my hint. This New York team from Scooby-Doo, I want to know who their opponents are. The Generals did. Yes, exactly. It's the Harlem Globetrotters with Meadowlark Lemon and all of them. They were on Scooby-Doo. They used to do like cartoon shows. It was crazy. They were so popular. Still one of the most popular teams of all time. Of all time. All right. And that actually leads me to what I'm going to talk about the weight room thing, okay? Because people love the Harlem Globetrotters. All right. And they always play against the Generals. I saw a whole documentary or like an article or something like that with some dude that played on the Generals, and his job was to lose to them. They went on the road, and they go, and he's like, dude, like, I was a college basketball player. I just decided to do this. And he goes, there's a lot of basketball that goes into it, but then after a while we have to like lose. All right. And he goes, it's just straight up basketball, but then, you know, we have to let them do their show off thing sometimes. And it was so interesting. And you went to the game. I went to one of their games too. It was pretty funny. How they throw like the fake like confetti with the water and all that stuff. It's so interesting. And know that this is the reason, like the Harlem Globetrotters, you may not want to believe it. You may want to say, yo, Utah Jazz basketball is the way to go. Pick and roll, baby. And like defense wins championships. You want to say that stuff? They've lost a game. That's awesome. You want to say that strategy matters, all that stuff, but if it weren't for the Harlem Globetrotters, the NBA players right now would not be getting paid $25 million. Period. I mean, I can just say that. If it wasn't for Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, they wouldn't be getting paid so much money because they brought the game to a whole new level because of basically race and their skill level put together at the same exact time, and they had a college rivalry. If it wasn't for Dr. J and all the street ball people, the game wouldn't be where it is today, right? And all those things, they're not everything. I mean, like, is the dunk really that special? Is Magic Johnson's no-look passes really that special? Is Shaq breaking backboards really that special? Is Steph Curry hitting threes really that special? And are the Harlem Globetrotters doing fancy stuff really that special? And the answer is yes. It's really that special. It has nothing to do with the game. There's nothing to do with like pass the ball to the wing, cut through, and all the final details of the game. So basically, you have to just like understand at some like gut level, even though I'm a basketball purist, I love it. The game is only the game because we entertain people. That's the game. You may not want to admit it, but it's about entertaining people. All right. So when you can win games like the San Antonio Spurs, they're the first people that I ever saw do it. The San Antonio Spurs, they rested Tim Duncan, like a prime Tim Duncan. They rested him and Manu and Tony Parker. They rested them so that they could win in the playoffs. It's about winning for them. But the people that showed up to those games and didn't see those players that they wanted to see and paid so much money to, that wasn't good. So you have to play these games, even if it makes you tired. Kawhi Leonard, right? All the load management. It might win games, but it's not cool because the game is an entertainment sport. It's about entertaining. And you don't want to say that because it shouldn't be all about fancy stuff. With that said, you have to swallow your pride and say it's about entertaining. Therefore, for these girls, they got done dirty. All right. They made it illegal to do load management for that reason. Yep. They got done dirty. Will Chamberlain was on that team. They had one rack of weights, and the guys had like a whole room of like Olympic weights. They had like all this, like just like a couple of towels in their bed, and the guys had all this gear, right? And that's because of sponsorships. It's not because of like sexism, straight up. It's about people trying to be like, yeah, I want to donate. Who do you want to donate to? The men's, the women's, the men's. I like men's basketball better, right? So if the women want to catch up, there has to be more entertaining. And for women, because of evolution, it's not their fault. Guys are taller. Guys are like, they can jump higher. They're just stronger. It is what it is. Their game is identical to boys basketball. The women's game is identical to men's basketball. It's identical. The only thing that is different, they have to step back. They got threes. They got crossovers. They got they got everything. The only thing that is different is dunks. And dunking in basketball, it's sadly just like the most exciting thing ever. And I'm one of the people that I love it too. I love doing it. I love seeing it. And for women to want to get paid more, they're going to have to do what men did. And men were like, we just want to win. We just want to load manage. We want to win. We want to take it slow, win by 3 points only. Don't rush the game. Make the shot clock 30 seconds, 35 seconds. Nope. The NBA was like, make it 24 seconds. Wait, but we can't even run a play, dude. You're right. But the fans like it more. Okay, well, let's just play zone. Nope. The fans don't like zone. They like dunks. We can't even run a zone. Nope. How can we stop Will Chamberlain? You can't. All right. And they are maybe more fundamental, maybe. All right. But you start adding up all the things that the men sacrificed. The women are going to have to do it too, because they're going to have to swallow their pride and lower the rims. Shaq said it, and he's right. And Candace Parker's like, no, because who would want the rims lower, right? I'm sure if the women's ball was normal size and they were like, hey, let's make the ball smaller for women, they would be like, no, that's a slap in our face. All right. And Major League Baseball is also having this issue right now. All right. Their games suck. I mean, I can say it. All right. And their egos or their fundamental or their old school ways won't allow for a faster paced game. They want to make a rule where you have like 1 minute to pitch a ball, which everyone pitches the ball in 20 seconds. All right. 7'2" woman said that she tried dunking and didn't like it and never did. All right, but if they lowered the rim, it would be better. All right, and in Major League Baseball, they need to make the pitch count or the pitchers throw the ball at a faster rate. You just have to. All right, and if you think that that's unfair, whatever. As long as everyone's doing it, it's not unfair. All right, and it would make the score go up. Whatever, it would make the game go faster. More people would watch it, and they would get paid more if they want to get paid more. If they want to get paid more, if they don't, then they should shut up. All right, and for the women, same exact thing. If they want to get paid more, they need to appeal to the audiences, and all they need to do is lower the rim until a lot of them are dunking, probably like 9.5, 9.6, almost something like that. Now, my brother brought up, hey, it's 10 feet. That's even. Come on, and I'm like, dude, the whole world doesn't go by feet. Us and 2 other countries are the only ones that go by whatever the system's called that we use. Everyone else uses the metric system. So really it's 304 inches or 304 centimeters, 304 centimeters high. So let's just lower it to 300. There you go. All right. That adds a little bit. So as long as there's a chance for a woman to get posterized every now and then, like once every couple of weeks, we would watch the games more. That's just how it is. All right. And then, but there's a problem with that. Money. Cricket made a whole new kind of game and made it. No, you have to swallow your pride and you have to appeal to people because people watching sports is why sports are so cool. I mean, that's just how it is. So there is a money aspect though. They can change everything. They can lower those rims in the pros and in college, but not in high school, not in junior high, not in elementary. All right. Getting rims that are able to lower would cost high schools a lot of money. And here in Colorado, they don't even have shot clocks yet. It costs like a couple $100 for a shot clock, and every school hasn't gotten it yet. It's crazy. All right? There's no shot clock violations here. It's ridiculous. All right, so the money to buy the baskets would be tough, and you must also realize volleyball has lowered nets for women. All right, tennis, they have shorter time periods. 3 sets instead of 5. The men's tennis players need to play with 3 sets. They need to swallow their pride and just do 3 sets because people are going to watch that more. But the NFL, they changed I told you guys before, during Roosevelt today, they added the forward pass. It used to just be running because too many people were dying. So the NFL, they probably need to change again. I mean, with the bigger hits, I know that that's going to be less, but less people dying, probably what people want to see. And then the soccer women, they are better than our men's team. They sometimes sell out more, but the pot for women's overall soccer it's just not as big. So they need to make the entire women's game as big as the men's. And I don't know how you do that. But maybe they can change something too. What's up, Blake Bastani? All right. So I think that the women should just lower the rims. I think that sports should definitely appeal to the audiences. I mean, at least at the pro level. And you guys may not like it when LeBron James travels, but heck, if you call the travel and everyone the game, I mean, people wouldn't like it. People would see it less. And if people saw it less, then they get paid less. If people get paid less, then little kids don't want to try to make it that hard. All right? If the best basketball player in the entire world made as much as, like, let's say a doctor, and they were selling out, like, it's just like 500 people came to the games. Sadly, many of you would not want to become a professional basketball player. It's because they make millions. That's the incentive. And once you do that for the women, so many girls are going to try so much harder to make it. And that's just going to improve the entire game. So I say lower the rims, and let's see what happens. You love when LeBron James travels. Damn, John, throwing some shade. Hey, I'm not trying to throw some shade. I'm just saying men have to swallow their pride by allowing no help side just to get some more dunks happening because people want to see dunks. Baseball should swallow their pride. Men's baseball should swallow their pride and make the game faster. And women should swallow their pride by dunking the ball and lowering the rim if they have to. Who cares? Who is masochistic cooking? Who would masochistic cooking be? I don't even know who that is. I would say masochistic means masochistic is like hurting, like painful. Cooking, I have no clue who this person is. Identify yourself. Anyways, you guys, the motivational quote of the day, or the story of the day, is basketball is supposed to be only a game. But some players, since the game, But some players place the game above everything to realize their dream. Not that you should do the same, but just know that these players exist. Their intensity is hard to match. To contend, you should prioritize, but be sure to place a few things above the sport to maintain your sanity and grip on life. So just know, oh, it's Everett. All right. So just know that basketball, it's supposed to be only a game, but it's not to some people. Some people are crazy, dude. You got to keep up to these people. All right. So you have to either pretend that it's that important to you, or you have to just do everything that it takes, or just like settle for second place. All right. So you guys work hard, keep working hard. Nice to see all of you guys. All right. Finn got the trivia question right again. All right. On a roll. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. And heads up for my post this weekend. I'm gonna post our new commercial by Saturday or Sunday. All right, heads up for that, and let me know what you guys think about it. All right, peace, everyone.